They even did my decongestants. Look at this. Hammer. The Kleenex.
You're next.
What are you doing, Larry?
It's even in my chair in the office.
Is it?
Yeah. This is actually duck post.
No, I'm fine. I understand.
But we have to.
Somebody's been sitting at my desk.
Somebody's been sitting on my desk.
Anybody been sitting?
I guarantee you. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. I'll call this meeting to order.
Thacker.
Here.
Delozer.
Here.
Helm. Gentlemen, we have a quorum.
Commissioner Delozer, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Helm, would you lead us in prayer?
Father, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for your many blessings, Father. We ask that you would be with the county today, Father, and our employees. God, be with those drivers as our employees are out there on the road. God, protect them and keep them safe. For it's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Item number 5, approve or disapprove of the minutes from August 19th, 2013, and special meeting August 19th, 2013. Delozer stated, wait a minute.
You're on minutes.
I'm on the minutes. I know the other by heart, apparently. Approval of minutes for August 26th. Second.
Thacker.
Aye.
Delozer. Helm.
Hi.
Motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 6, new business. Any new business, gentlemen? Madam Clerk.
I don't have any.
Item number 7, announcements. Do we have any announcements?
No.
Okay. Item number 8, unfinished business, discussion and possible action regarding the follow-up of E911 addressing establishment of accounts. Helm, this item was tabled from August 12th, 2013, August 19th, and August 26th. Commissioner Helm.
Same as what I stated last week.
I'd like to, with the budget meeting tomorrow, I'd like to leave this, or table this for another week, and that way we can look at it tomorrow in the budget meeting.
Yeah. Second.
Thacker.
Aye.
Delozer.
Aye.
Helm.
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 2 under unfinished business, open and award bid number 624, dispatch protocol, emergency medical dispatch, emergency fire dispatch, emergency police dispatch for Rogers County, consolidated dispatch center, 5 workstations, Chandler Hamilton. This item was tabled from August 12, August 19, and August 26. Director Hamilton.
think what we were talking was leaving this and the voice products for tomorrow. What's the next one? Oh, the 2 and 3, we were going to table till tomorrow to look at it in the budget to make sure where it's coming from.
Okay, so are you making a motion to table items 2, 3, and 4?
Just 2 and 3, I don't know anything about 4.
Okay, items 2 and 3. Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm.
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved on items 2 and 3.
Item number 4, discussion of possible action regarding lease purchase and related paperwork, bid number 613, in-car MDT and cameras for Sheriff's Department awarded May 28th, 2013 to Coban Technologies Incorporated. This item was tabled from August 26th.
We're just waiting to get the lease signed.
What's the hold up there? Do you know?
I'm just waiting for legal to approve it.
Okay. You looked it over? Still looking? Still looking, okay. No action on item number 4. Item number 11, roads and bridges, discussion and possible action regarding the resolution for project agreement for CO Road north-south 4200 over unnamed creek, approximately 2.2 miles east and 0.5 miles south of Sequoia. Project number STP is to be determined. State job piece 2859904 by and between Rogers County and the Oklahoma Department of Transportation. Commissioner Delozer.
Robin, have you got that?
Yes. Here's the ones approved by legal on top.
Okay, it says to be determined, this is, on the resolution, it's County Road north-south 4200 on unnamed creek, approximately 2.2 miles east and 0.5 miles south of Sequoia. The project number is JP 859904. The state job piece number, he changed from the STP to the state job piece number, is 2859904. This is a resolution on what the county calls Bridge 83. Make a motion to approve.
Say 83.
Yes.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm.
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved.
Okay, down to item number 14, utility permits. Number 1, Tulsa Metropolitan Utility Authority, open trench to cross county highway or local road East Pine Street, approximately 0.3 miles north of 170th East Avenue and further described as 661.84 feet west of the northeast corner of Section 35, Township 20 North, Range 14 East, Rogers County. And gentlemen, if you don't mind, we can do number 2 at the same time. And number 3. Number 2, Oklahoma Natural Gas boring to cross local road Winchester Avenue, approximately 1.4 miles south and 3 miles west of State Highway 20 and State Highway 88 Junction, further described as 1,640 feet north and 1,620 feet east of the southwest corner of Section 4, Township 21 North, Range 15 East, Rogers County. Those both are in District 3. The next one, number 3, Oklahoma Natural Gas boring to cross county highway local road Gardenstone Lane, approximately 1.2 miles north and 0.25 miles west of State Highway 266 and State Highway 167 Junction, further described as 920 feet north and 960 feet west of the southeast corner of Section 36, Township 21 North, Range 14 East, Rogers County. That one is in District 2. Discussion?
Is everything in order, Larry, for all 3?
Yes.
That's your recommendation for approval?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm.
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved.
Item 16, blanket purchase orders. We have one.
We have
One only.
one only.
Okay.
Planning Commission to District 3 for fuel, $1,000. District 3 to American Waste Control for the Inola Yard, $2,070. District 3 to American Waste Control for the Catoosa Yard, $690. District 3 to Diamond P Lawn and Garden, $150. Estimate for various supplies. District 3 American Waste Control for the Claremore Yard, $690. District 1 to County Building Center for supplies needed for operation of the county warehouse, $100. District 1 to Lowe's for supplies needed for county warehouse, $500. That's all.
Okay. Motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm.
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 17, grants. Number 1, request for CDBG funds from ODOC related to TMK IPSCO Rail Spur Project, Port of Catoosa. Mr. Andy Armstrong.
Commissioners, the Port of Catoosa has approved a contract with Cherokee Fry for a rail spur for TMK IPSCO. They started about a month ago. They're moving dirt out there. This is the first pay request. Essentially, the CDBG money in this deal is we're paying for about half the construction through you. TMK and the port are paying for the other half. So this is a request for $45,000 from the Department of Commerce for the first payment of it's a $250,000 grant.
Just, would you explain that just for the record, that this is not county funds, these are grant funds that applied for? Would you
Right.
explain that?
You have the right to go to the Department of Commerce to access the CDBG program. You do that several different ways. In this case, it's an economic development grant. And we've been working with the port staff to basically invest in their infrastructure because they own the rail system out there. The rail spur is on their right of way. It's their, once it's finished, they will own that. So it's public dollars through the CDBG program going through you to another public entity, the Port of Catoosa, for public improvements. That close enough?
It's pretty close. Okay. Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
Delozer.
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 2, discussion and possible action regarding the acceptance of a CDBG grant for rural water number 16, CDBG WS Engineer 2013 Rogers County SP 00119, and authorization for the chairman to electronically sign the contract with OK Grants. Mr. Armstrong.
Back in May, we asked you to approve 2 different applications. One was to Rural Water District number 3 for a construction grant, which you did last week. This is an award for a 2-phase grant for a new water district that Commissioner Delozer asked me to look into. And there's a small number of people there, but they're trying to start up a water system. What we've done is we've asked for $82,000, which was the most I could ask for under the CDBG program. They're giving you a few dollars this year as to complete the engineering rather, and so they can get in position to do the construction on the project. So the bulk of the money obviously is in the next cycle, but it's guaranteed now. So what we've done is we put together a grant package for this district with the REAP grant and this grant, which is about half to 2/3 of their project needs. So I think we want to continue to pursue this. I think Commissioner Delozer and I are going to sit down with them and talk to them about how to raise the rest of the dollars. But I cut pretty heavily into their cash needs by these 2 grant programs.
This is in the Coyote Hills subdivision along the Oologah Lake up on my side of the lake, on the east side of the lake up there. These people, most of them don't have water, drinkable water. They pump water out of wells, but it's not usable, very good usable water. So this is trying to give them the opportunity to have good water. Motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved.
Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. Item number 18, payment requisition construction fund, RCB Bank trustee, number 1, courthouse pay app number 26, $81,925.76. And number 2, 911 center pay app number 6, $196,491.92. Discussion?
I don't have none of them here.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 19, agenda item number 1, update by BKL Incorporated and Flintco regarding courthouse and 911 center projects. And you just said they're not here, huh?
Nope, I don't see them.
Do you have any updates for 911? Item number 2, presentation by VFW Commander Bill Ritchie regarding brick paver sales for the courthouse plaza.
Mr. Ritchie had a family emergency this morning, and we're rescheduling until next weekend,
Okay, that'll be on next week.
next Monday, yes.
Resolution to dispose of equipment, District 3, 1999, 24.9 horsepower grasshopper mower, serial number 497302, the deck serial number 498101, to be sold at auction in McAllister, September the 21st, 2013. This is a mower that, I think the engine's blown actually at this time, and we don't use it anymore. Does it look familiar? Because it used to be District 1's.
A long time ago.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Okay, resolution number 4, resolution to dispose of equipment for emergency management. We have several items here. We have a 1995 white Chevy Capri, serial number reflected in your agenda, to be junked, custom storage unit for Ford Explorer, made of plywood, junked. Custom built oak cabinet for radios and monitors, to be junked. Custom built oak cabinet for radios and monitors, junked. Lexmark X4530 printer, serial number is in your agenda, junked. 2 of those. The DVD set, hazmat, right to know, and lockout, tag out, to be junked. 17-inch laptop, 160 dual core Dell 1710, serial number is reflected in your agenda, to be junked. Martex computer, serial number unknown, junked. Nobilis 1274M Pro Mid Tower, junked. Goal Air Purifier, junked. 95 Caprice, serial number is in your agenda, that is also to be junked. Wireless headsets, Plantronics CS55, serial numbers are both in your agenda, that is also to be junked. A computer upgrade, motherboard CPU, purchase order 504542 to be junked. And a 1.5 ton 2-wheel trailer with generator, serial number is in your agenda. Also, all these items are to be junked. I spoke with Director Stokes this morning. He says the cars are basically just pieces of cars. They're not, the parts have been, a lot of the parts have been removed at some point, tires, I mean, there's just not much there. And then the other things are just things they found in the basement that were no longer, they were just stored, and some of them were ruined. And anyway, he asked that we,
What about the trailer and generator?
you know, he didn't mention the trailer and the generator. He told me about everything else, well, almost everything, you know. The cars, the computers.
It says here, actually a winch, setting on city lot. In parentheses there.
Yeah, I see it, but is it a winch or is it a generator?
Got a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the first one, 1995 white Chevy Capri, serial number 1G1BL52, come down, halfway down to 4 from the bottom, 1995 Chevy Capri, serial number 1G1BL, same number.
It's the same number. Is that
That's just one car?
Let's look and see.
He's got two different,
So you just wrote them down.
I think they probably didn't realize they did two of them,
Yeah, they're identical. Let's see.
except he marked through that one on something.
Where are they at? Did you say where they're at?
No. They may be in, we've got a bunch of cars and the Go stuff at 3. We're storing them for him until,
The only difference is he put the color on that one.
okay,
But
yeah,
it's the
that's the only
same, I think it's
difference.
the same VIN number.
Yeah, this is just one car. He just duplicated it.
Is it all? Is it all gone?
These cars, from what I can tell, the parts, I mean, they took parts off of them, there's not much there.
Shelley's here to explain.
You wanna talk about, the items on agenda item to be jumped?
Yes.
We have a question. There's one car, a 95 Caprice Classic, is on here twice. Is that just a
Okay.
duplication or?
Yes, it was probably just a mistake.
So there's one car,
Yes.
okay.
And it doesn't run.
No, I'm sure it doesn't, it's just junk,
Pieces.
yes.
So they run across salvage or just to run across the auction?
No, it's to be junked.
Okay.
What about the trailer, Shelley? The two-wheel trailer?
And it says with the generator, and then on the resolution it says actually a winch. I don't know what that means.
I know a lot of the items he had talked about, there's parts missing, and that's why he wanted the items to be junked.
Do you know anything about the generator trailer?
Not specific, I just know he said in general.
Okay.
Where's it at? You know?
What, the trailer?
Yeah,
It's
generator.
Claremore City Yard, it says.
Yes, it is, it's over at Claremore City Road.
Sitting on city lot. My thing is on the things that can be salvaged, you know, we're junking them here, but I just wanna make sure that if there's a value to a junked item, we at least show that the county got the money back. and-
Right, could be sold.
Yeah, the only thing that would really be worth anything would be the car and
Trailer.
the trailer. The other stuff is, yeah, there's not much to those. Well, if they're junk, I mean, we can still take them to, recycled metal yard. Okay. We'll make a motion to approve all items number 4 with the note that there's only one car, but it's on here twice.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Lozier,
Aye.
Helm.
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved.
Thank you, Shelley. Item number 5, discussion and possible action regarding the purchase of a Road Vista retro reflectometer for shared use by each of the county districts. At our CED meetings, we've been looking at a machine that measures the retro reflectivity of our signs. There is a certain number that they have to be up to code. And so the CED was looking at buying one, but I don't know what they're gonna do. And so I wanted to know, and I've asked Lee, our sign man for all 3 districts, to be here to discuss this, and see if we would be interested, because we only need one. Each district doesn't need one. Lee could keep it in the truck, measure his signs as he's out doing his job. You wanna tell us about it, Lee?
Sure.
Why don't you come up front here?
Well, it's pretty,
it's a pretty simple device. It just, you take 8 measurements on the sign, one for the color and then the lettering. It averages them. You go to the MUTCD, you can get a chart, see what the minimum is for each sign. I think its biggest advantage would be the fact that it has GPS on it, so every sign that you measure, it's recorded. And then you can download that information to an actual map. So we would have every one of our signs in Rogers County on our county map. And then too is it has an area to where you can put the type of sign, where it faces, south, north, east. And one advantage of it is that the other methods of replacing the signs, either doing a blanket, taking certain areas in each district and replacing every sign. Instead of doing that, you may have good signs in there, so you can test those signs and you don't have that waste of every sign, replacing every sign through there. It has Bluetooth. You can download it to your laptop, whatever.
Did you, you demoed one of these machines, correct?
Yes.
How, was it simple to use? Was it?
Extremely simple. It's very user-friendly.
Why don't you explain, I know a lot of people here are probably wondering what retro for reflectometer is for.
What it actually does is the sheeting on the signs, say a stop sign, there's red and then there's white. Being exposed to sun over several years and weather and everything else, it loses its reflectivity. So this instrument tells you whether or not it's still up to standards. There's federal standards put in place by the MUTCD, which is the manual of traffic control, blah, blah. But anyhow, it measures how well, and sometimes you can't see it. You may have cleaned a sign with some of our cleaners, and it may look good, but then you test it, and it may not pass.
Yeah. When he was, were you at the CD meeting? When he, the Air Force Base, he brought in signs there and showed how it worked, demonstrated it there. You know, here a while back we didn't have a problem with signs getting below the mark, because someone would always steal them. But we have, so we were replacing signs regularly, but we have, I think all three of us have been to the schools and did presentations on, you know, different things, and it's actually helped keep the thefts down. So now we're actually wearing a few signs out, so it's something that I thought we needed, because we do have, you know, there is a standard that we have to meet.
And it's looked at the top of the line of the different methods to maintaining your signs.
Right, I heard some of the other counties, they were saying how they did. They went out and they shined a light on it. If it looked good, it was good. And that's all fine and good until, you know, someone runs a stop sign or can't see it or whatever. We had several different options. And I mean, at this point, we just want to, I wanted to bring it up for discussion. And we looked at some used ones from CED 8, but I think they've sold theirs at this point, I think. But if they haven't, they're still, the batteries need to be replaced soon. There's no warranty. There's, I mean, it is as is. For $7,500, the option 2 we looked at was a new one for $9,750. They had in-person training, online website tutorial, phone support for 10 years, warranties, and those options. And then there was one named Delta reflectometer for $9,700, and it had a little different warranty and different things. So I think you guys have a copy of that.
Lee, with all the mapping through ODOT, through, you know, we're trying to, in the future, they're getting where they're gonna GPS all of our roads, our culverts, our bridges, sign GPS seems to be a pretty good idea. Do you feel the same?
Yes, I feel the same. I mean, I think it's a great idea to have them just in case, I won't be here forever, so.
I know a lot
The
of,
next
you know,
person doing
you
it.
ride on the back of all the signs and you have exactly which way they turn and everything, and we find them in ditches all over the country. But if you had this GPS, then you'd know exactly where the signs went. You wouldn't have to worry so much about riding on the back, which a lot of times they paint over.
Right, but I would continue to do that, and there's also there's a bar scanner, which is an additional cost, but it also, you can just go up to your sign and just, if it's an old sign, scan it, and then do the test on it too.
Does it print, how do you get the bars put on it?
You have to purchase those separately.
Okay.
Yes, they don't come with the.
Yeah, one of the things that I was interested in this is when we pinpoint a sign, GPS it, that it's at a certain intersection, and it was tested, and we've logged that, it's documented. You know, someone does steal the sign, run over it, whatever, there's an accident, it makes the county, it helps us on our liability issues, proving we did have a sign there, it was, you know, everything was good to go. So it's an added insurance for the people as well.
Yeah, we already have, or I have a plan in place. It's kind of like the expected sign life of the sign. And it's accepted by the federal standards, but this would add to it and also help us.
If you have to clean a sign because of graffiti, does that a lot of time take it during the retro reflect?
At times it does. It depends on how bad, what type of spray paint or whatever.
So we've got some real.
We got some real overachievers out there.
We've got some overachiever artists right now that are.
Yes.
I noticed a few this morning that they're writing on. So
Overall, I see it as a good thing. That's all I'm thinking.
Wait,
Oh, sorry.
And Brett, well, since you said it has the capacity to download, could it download into the system you already have?
Sure. You would go out there, take his points, and turn it into a shape file. You hit the computer, and create a layer file, and all those points will show up on our county map. So it's really, you're killing two birds with one stone with one machine,
So it could be loaded up into the system you have?
easily.
thanks, Brett.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, Lee.
You guys want to discuss it some more, think about it?
I think it's been discussed enough.
That's what I thought. You want to buy one?
Yes, sir.
Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion to purchase one. If we're over the 10,000, we want to make sure.
Yeah, if we're over 10,000.
It's either state contract or we have to bid it.
Yeah, I'll second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm.
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved.
To be taken out of District 1. Item number 6.
He didn't finish that. He said 1, 2, and 3 also.
Is there enough money in 4?
Well, I don't think we have. We just have to divide it. Open and award bid number 626, modified aggregate quickset with surface preparation, Rogers County Board of Commissioners. I don't know who this is, so.
Chairman, may I address the board?
Yes, sir. If you would give your name and address for the record.
Gentlemen, my name is Chuck Ellsworth. I'm with Vance Brothers. I'm the technical marketing representative for Oklahoma. On June the 24th, Rogers County asked for invitation to bid number 10 for microsurfacing for the 6 months ending December the 31st. There were 2 bidders for the product, Vance Brothers and Donaldson Construction Company. Vance Brothers was awarded the low bidder. They bid $2.60 per square yard based on residential or non-residential. Donaldson's bid was read at $2.95 for residential and $2.65 for non-residential. Today you're asking for bids for a product called MAQS. It's a modified asphalt quickset. It is basically microsurfacing. The only variation in the formulation is that they use a limestone that is quarried in South Missouri in a quarry owned by Claremore Stone, which is a sister corporation of Donaldson Construction. This particular limestone does not meet the requirements as set forth by the Oklahoma Department of Transportation for use in asphaltic surface treatments. It is not listed on qualified materials that can be found at that web link. The materials that we furnished with Vance Brothers comply to the ODOT standards for section 404. It is our belief that the purpose of the bid and the specifications are merely an attempt to eliminate any possible competitive and circumvent the earlier bid awarded by Vance Brothers. We respectfully request that any bid for microsurfacing be awarded to Vance Brothers for this bid period. If there are any questions, I could answer those now.
I don't understand you were awarded the bid.
Yes, we were awarded the bid for microsurfacing
Right.
on June the 24th.
And you're supposed to start over in Catoosa for District 3.
That is correct. We have submitted all the information that Debbie needed for the areas that were requested, and we're waiting for the purchase orders.
Right.
We've looked at an area for District 1. We also looked at an area for District 1 that on the road north of Foyle,
4,200.
whether or not it could be used as microsurfacing, and we said that it should not be microsurfaced.
Correct.
So you're saying it's the same product?
It is the same product. The only variation in the formulation, matter of fact, we furnished Donaldson with emulsions. The only variation in the formulation on the job mix formula is that they use their aggregate. It comes out of Claremore Stone. And it does not meet the state requirements on hardness.
Does it exceed it?
No. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Jeff.
I make a motion that we can reject all bids and stay with Vance Brothers.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm.
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved.
Thanks.
Item number 7, discussion of possible action in regards to employee payroll benefits, benefit accounts, HR Director Jenny Bentley.
Hi. It's come to my attention from the county clerk's office that we have an inconsistency in regards to paying out benefits for our employees, mainly through our cash accounts. And we have inconsistencies where some cash accounts pay for all of their employees' benefits and some cash accounts do not. This makes it very difficult to budget when it comes to knowing how much we need for our benefits for our employees. We budget based on how many employees we have and what's in their, it's not going to sound right, budget for employees. We're going to put how much we need each employee to have benefits. If they hire someone out of a cash account and don't pay their benefits out of the cash account, we don't have the right amount allocated for their benefits. So if they want to hire someone out of their cash account, they need to pay for all their health benefits out of their cash account. And right now, it's inconsistent.
Where's the inconsistencies at?
This is with the cash accounts, and this, are these? Okay, sorry, Teresa's helping me. The sheriff's civil fees, sheriff's commissary, sheriff jail, treasurer property resale, 911. Your T-Highway accounts are in there, but you guys will have, we already know that you're budgeted through the general fund.
Okay, thank you.
This is just to make it consistent, so we have a rule of when someone's hired, they're paid out of this account, and this is their benefits account.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a problem
Okay?
when fee accounts are not, or cash accounts are not budgeted. How do we, I mean, that's probably gonna go down to the legal end of the table. Mr. Iskey? Obviously, you'll have to look at this and, you can't.
I'm not sure what the question is.
I'm not sure either. These fee accounts aren't budgeted in the general, budget that we present to the excise board. We have, looks like three offices here that hire people to pay them out of their fee accounts, but they expect general government to pay the benefits. So,
I'm not aware that there's any statute or case law that assists us. And if Jennifer knows of some, maybe we can sit down and look. But I'm not aware the legal opinion would assist you at all. I think it's a management question. With this exception, fee accounts, cash accounts, by statute for every one of these entities are specifically described in the statute that authorizes the fee account what is an acceptable use of that fee account. If it falls under that acceptable use, then it's no longer a legal question, it's a management question.
but if it falls under, that stated use, that doesn't mean the general government has to pick up their benefits. That's the management question.
That's, legal can't help you there,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
We just have to decide we're gonna do it or not.
Yeah.
Right. And that's essentially what's happening, is we have a new payroll coordinator, and we're trying to make rules of when this happens, we're going to do this, versus it depends on this account or this elected or this particular person. We want to make it an actual rule so we know what happens. It's always going to follow this rule.
So what we're saying is, all of these fee accounts, or cash accounts, have people being paid out of their cash account, but their insurance and everything is coming out of general government.
Right.
Okay, we also have that problem with all three districts, because we're, that's a cash account.
But that's what I said at the end, the T-Highway, those, we already budgeted your T-Highway employees for general fund, because we know that's coming. But with the other fee accounts, we don't know that there's going to be 15 employees, so we know to allot 15 for their benefits. It's really, if they need more employees, they can hire, as long as it's in their budget, they can hire. And if they expect general government to pick up their new hires with their benefits, we can't do that and keep our budget right.
Right.
That's essentially what's happening.
Commissioner Thacker.
Sir.
Teresa is wanting to chime in.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Just to make it clear, all of these people paid from these cash funds are not, their benefits are not coming out of 20-200 out of general. There are a mix and match.
Some of them do come out of their
Yes.
fee accounts.
And that's where the clarity needs to come in, because, I don't feel like that we have the right just to go in and change it, because I don't know what circumstances put them there. And I think they're probably put there in error, just when they were submitted as an employee and put on the list. Maybe they just didn't change the account that the benefits come from. I don't know. I don't know what the circumstances were, but that's what's creating the havoc with trying to create an insurance account.
Okay. Under Sheriff?
My only request would be for one, to try to shoot for equality across the board. And we look at the jail staff, they're operating on a 1/3 penny sales tax. You guys with your road crew are operating off the sales tax. If we're gonna pay your employees out of the general fund, then let's pay the jail employees out of the general fund, or let's pay nobody, let's make everything the same if we're gonna do it.
I agree. Let's start budgeting all fee accounts into the budget so that we know exactly what those fee accounts contain. Do y'all wanna do that?
I don't care what you do, it's your show.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we don't pay, all of these other, employees out of general fund. If they're hired out of fee accounts, then they can pay the benefits out of the fee accounts. Because when we put a freeze on hiring, 2 years ago, there were still employees coming in because they were being paid out of fee accounts. But then general government had to pick it up. Budget coming up, the requests, I like it when people say there's a shortfall. There is no shortfall. If we approve the budget as presented by the request, there would be a shortfall of 2.1 million. But of course, we're not going to approve that budget. We will begin to cut the budget in all the necessary places to make a balanced budget like we do every single year, not just state law, it's good business. And this is a good place to start.
I got a question.
Sir?
I know you're waiting for a second, but Teresa, now, it's kind of like a buffet bar or shopping at Walmart, I don't know, lately. But if you do deferred savings as a budgeted, now we have to I mean, how are we gonna guess? I mean, I can guess $50, we're gonna have to budget for every employee. And then with their OPRAs, we're gonna go and budget with every employee in OPRAs. It seems like we'll be tying up more of our money. We'll tie up our money in a budget that we can't use, and these people not even take it. So we're doing a best guess scenario.
Right. And it is a difficult thing to budget benefits because you don't know when a person will move from part-time to full-time. You know, they're hired on at one rate, so we figure benefits based on this month, and then 2 months later something changes. So all we can do is try to hit the best we can hit. Deferred was a question to me because this is with exception to deferred savings. Deferred savings, it appears, always comes from the 20-201 for all employees. Is that including cash fee employees?
So right now it does. Right now it doesn't matter where you're paid from. You're
On
gonna-
all,
So what
there's not some of them that are coming out of the fee accounts.
There
you just said
may be
there
one
were.
or two
Deferred
coming out of
savings,
the
that
accounts
ING
for
Oh,
sure.
plan.
oh, oh, oh.
There's just, that's just one specific plan.
Okay.
The health benefits are different. This is
Right.
the ING, that one is the one that's always, that one always comes out of.
I've got another question. So we go in here and we pay for all our employees. We budget for all our employees to pay their medical, dental, life, all that. And if an employee, his wife, has better insurance or he retired from, let's say, another government agency, or she, and they already have benefits, we're gonna budget benefits on top of it?
It would be in excess.
Yeah, you, at some point, you have to make a determination for budget purposes who you're going to include in that number.
I got that, but I'm saying you're tying up all that money.
That's not how I
That's-
figured it for the
that's not-
estimate of needs. I figured it with the current number for the August payroll. That's what will be presented tomorrow at the budget meeting, is the August payroll. Now, that's going to be a little high if you make decisions here today to have the cash funds pay their own health benefits. Each fund already pays their Social Security Medicare matching, whether it's cash or fee, or budgeted or fee. And, but health and unemployment, workers' comp, those things are a significant amount of money that are hard to budget for if we don't know some rule, some guide that says where they're going to be paid from.
So if we take it with, speaking of unemployment and each one of those, will we have to budget for that also? The matching? So we'd have to budget for unemployment, workers' comp, okay.
Based on August payroll is the best thing that I could budget for, or the best thing. I was gonna say this for tomorrow, but I'm gonna give it to you today because it's probably gonna help you a little bit on your numbers. This is just the numbers that we're talking about per employee. And you can't figure workers' comp unless you're talking about the code that that employee is working under. And you can see that the code on the second page for the workman's comp is a great variance, whether you work as a road worker, a clerical worker in the courthouse, or a sheriff's deputy dispatcher. So it's hard to determine that amount. So the only way I know to do it is to take the current payroll. And that's where we stand at budget time, and that's what we will be estimating the needs for general government insurance benefits.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Mr. Sappington,
Yes,
fee accounts in the jail, have you got any, how many hires have you got in
I
there?
believe we just have one,
Just one,
Glenn Johnson.
in fee accounts. So that wouldn't be a crushing blow to you in the sheriff's jail? If just one employee?
Right, I mean, it's not like that, yeah.
Sheriff commissary and civil fees?
As far as I know, the only one that I have is Lyndon Johnson, off sheriff commissary, and we pay some part-timers, out of the civil account,
Okay.
as of right now.
So the only big ones would be the treasurer's office and 911. Because all 911, or not all 911, some of them are paid out of general.
I have to go around to the cash account.
Okay.
Treasurer probably doesn't have more.
And then the district. The district's correct.
That's what the gentleman want to do with it. Right here at budget time is a good time to clean this up. See, in the past, what we've tried to do is, we've tried to get everybody, what they've asked for in their request. They say they needed, bought the sheriff a bunch of cars. But this is as good a time as any to start decreasing the budget, rather than try to meet everybody's needs or wants. They can. I'll start writing my own barn. It's just business, they'll find new jobs. I mean, that's what it amounts to, is if you start cutting general government, then someone on the other side of that eventually will lose their job. The ones that are hired out of fee accounts, if they pay them out of fee accounts and they can afford to do that, they have the money, then everything is balanced. You want to save it and look at it tomorrow? Give you time to think about it?
I do.
Okay. My motion dies for lack of a second. You want,
I'd like the motion to table this till tomorrow and look at it in the budget meeting.
I'll second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer, Helm.
Aye.
Motion's been tabled to look at tomorrow.
Let's see here. Item number 8, discussion and possible action regarding renewal agreement between Grand Gateway and Rogers County for grant writing services. Andy Armstrong.
Gentlemen, a couple of years ago, when we started this arrangement through Grand Gateway, I was prompted by the district attorney's office that we need to renew this on a periodic basis. So the letter of agreement that you have in front of you is an extension of that agreement.
Don't have it. Do you have the letter from?
Here's a copy of it. I don't have that signature on it yet. I got it out there and get that from them. I just redrafted it last.
Just just change the date, basically, same agreement. Has Mr. Iskey, have you looked at?
Yes, Andy has sent it to me, we've been discussing it for a while, it's ready to go.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Is this a copy or is this the one you want signed?
I'll work out an original with Robin, because I'd like to add signature on it as well.
Okay.
So I want it on his letterhead, so I'll make sure that happens today.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 9, discussion and possible action regarding participation in the ODOT County Road Machinery and Equipment Revolving Fund for fiscal year 2014. Commissioner Delozer.
I put this on, we got this in the mail, it's something we get every year. If anyone, it's a priority list for getting on the revolving fund. I have nothing this year that I'm going to put on it, if either one of you want one.
I don't really have anything this year that I know of.
So if you buy any equipment, they do it through the state, on a state fund, and then you pay them back. It's a one-time 3% interest, and that's all the interest involved.
I don't have anything. Commissioner Hill?
I make a motion that we participate in it, and if anybody does come up with something, they can add to it.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Number 10, reimbursement of resolution 2014-34 to deposit funds of $1,000 into 1 cent sales tax M&O 83 ST 200 for Rogers County District 3. Let's do these together. Number 11, reimbursement resolution 2014-3 to deposit funds of $454.41 into 1 cent sales tax M&O 83 ST 200 for Rogers County District 3. Reimbursement in resolution 2014-33 to deposit funds of $4,764.98 into 1 cent sales tax M&O 82 ST 200 for Rogers County District 2. And number 13, reimbursement in resolution 2014-35 to deposit funds $866.03 into 1 cent sales tax M&O for 82 ST 200 Rogers County District 2.
Make a motion to approve 10, 11, 12, and 13.
I'll second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 20, announcements regarding county events and status updates for comments and discussion from county departments and elected officials as follows. 911 Administrator, Director Hamilton.
A meeting on Thursday with the 911 Trust Advisory, or Trust Indenture Board members, and then we are doing a tower inspection Wednesday morning up on top of the sheriff's roof.
All right, questions? B, Assessor, thank you. Building Operations. County Clerk.
Just want to remind everyone, we do have the budget meeting in the morning at 9 o'clock in this room.
Court Clerk. District Attorney.
Nothing additional.
Election Board. Emergency Management. Human Resources. IT.
Nothing additional.
Planning Commission.
Morning, Commissioners. I just wanted to give you an update for the month of August. We had 31 residential building permits that were issued by my office.
How many?
31,
31.
with an impact of $7.348 million. We did issue one commercial permit for an impact of $2.9 million. That is the Justice Highway School new gymnasium. Though our office will not see any fees from that account underneath state statute, Title 19, Section 866.28, states that we cannot charge fees to schools. So we will not see any of that. Additionally, I want to make the board aware that my office has partnered with Emergency Management, and we will be holding a booth at the county fair to pass out information about planning and zoning, and also emergency management information as well.
Good deal. Dr. Curtis. Judicial. OSU Extension. Sheriff's Office.
I just need to see if I can get an ETA on when we might get that contract approved, for the signature part of it.
Are you asking me, John?
Yes, sir.
I don't have an answer for you, John. I I don't do contracts by schedule.
And then my second question would be, can we have Teresa get some numbers for tomorrow's meeting, if she can, or just for later, that may affect the changes we spoke about earlier?
Ms. Teresa?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Treasurer? Okay. Do we have any acknowledgements? We do. Acknowledgement, receipt of the following items. Grand Gateway Economic Development Association, E911, service fees for $22,224.10. That is for acknowledgement only. That's it. And item number 23, public comments and responses from board members. Ms. Wilkin.
Okay, I have some questions. First of all, can you all tell me the items 10, 11, 12, and 13, the reimbursements, what those reimbursements came from?
Let's see. Do you have those? The first one, $1,000, is what's this from? Oh, here it is. An insurance reimbursement. I can't hear you. Yeah, $1,000. The next one is a fuel reimbursement from the assessor, I believe. Yeah, the assessor. Number 12 is an OTEMS reimbursement. Is that for fuel?
Yes, fuel.
Fuel. And the last one is the town of Tooele fuel bill, or a fuel reimbursement for $449.76, I believe. Oh, no, $866.03. I'm sorry.
And do you guys know why they're not being listed on the agenda the way they used to be?
Say again?
I'm just curious why they haven't been listed on the agenda the way they used to be, because those, I don't mind asking, but I'm just curious why there was a change.
Do you know why that, when you make the agenda, so you want to answer that?
Pam started helping make the agenda, so I guess because she's overlooked it, but we can start in the future.
But all the information is there.
It was just different than normal, so I was just curious if there was
it's
a
different.
procedural thing or something.
I think she just overlooked it this time.
Okay, now back on the open and award bid 626 where you guys voted to cancel those bids. I'd like to know who had requested that bid be put into place.
I did.
You did, okay. And do you mind explaining if there was some difference in the product that you were looking for, or why you would
There's
request
a
it?
difference in the product, but he established that the product is the same, so sometimes we miss them. And so we don't want anybody not to think that we don't bid them out, because we've been in that area and told that we did wrong. So
Okay.
we just want to make sure everybody's getting an opportunity to bid.
Okay. And on the other bid that he referenced, the microsurfacing bid where he explained that it was the same except for where the rock came from, essentially, if I understand correctly.
It's his opinion that ODOT, what he stated in his piece here is that his product meets ODOT. He's splitting hairs with Missouri saying that they don't. And we took it up on his recommendation that it met, that what he did was correct.
Okay. I know I had another question. Stick with me for a second. Oh, I know what it was. I was going to ask about the payroll issue. Have there been any discussions so far about last year during budget time? And I know that you talked about the budget shortfall, which I've tried to do a good job of correcting that this year to make sure people understand the difference. But last year when there was a need for budget cuts, you guys considered making the employees pay their benefits, which would have brought, I believe about $1.7 million back into the county as far as cuts to general fund expenses. Have you guys looked at that option this year? Is it even on the table?
If that's what it takes to balance the budget, I'm for it.
Okay. And as far as the aligning of the accounts, as far as taking things from the cash accounts as you discussed earlier, so if you guys implement that change tomorrow, that would be across the board. So your T-Highway accounts, you would be paying for all salaries and benefits out of those, etc.
The T-Highway accounts are budgeted. Those, I mean, they know, general government knows how many employees that we have. Just because it's a fee account doesn't mean that we're, hiring people out of that. Because we could turn right around and pay them out of 1 cent and use T-Highway for something else.
Okay, so I know that you guys have paid employees both out of T-Highway and 1 cent, and that's well documented. So if you make this change, would you be paying for their benefits out of those accounts, or would you keep them in the general fund?
I'd vote to keep them in the general fund myself.
If you don't mind, could you clarify the difference between you guys keeping yours in the general fund and the other offices being required to pay all of them out of the cash
I'd be
fund?
happy to.
Thank you.
The people of Rogers County, see, we get criticized because we have too much money, the commissioners. It's not our money, it's the people's money. The people voted time and time again to pass the 1 cent sales tax. Now, if the other departments don't believe they have enough money, all they have to do is ask to be on the agenda to get us to put a vote out to the people and let the people decide if they think they need more money. I mean, that would solve that. They can ask for a penny, a nickel, a dollar, whatever. But we have the largest use, when I say we, I mean the roads, the bridges, everyone thinks their office is a mini kingdom. Well, it's not. We have to look over the whole. So if the other offices feel they need more money, then, they can go out for a tax too. But the people have decided. And that's what a lot of people have forgotten, or conveniently, is that the people in Rogers County care about the roads, so they vote for the tax.
Okay.
Did that answer?
Well, somewhat, but not exactly. I'm just curious.
Okay, well, let me add to it then.
Okay.
When I asked if the undersheriff wanted to budget his fee accounts, he said, well, it's your show. But yet, if we don't do what they want us to do, they come in and say, well, public liability. I mean, you can't win on the deal. Someone has to be in charge. When in command, command.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Public comments? Okay. Item number 23, payment of purchase orders from all departments. Ms. Robin, here is your file on the retro reflectometer. Jenny Bentley, I'm not impressed. People are always saying, hey, you're doing it. I'm always saying, I'm as happy as a 12-year-old girl as Justin Bieber comes. So they put Justin Bieber, it's in my office, it's on the clean boxes, it's everywhere. I know who did it. I don't But don't say it very much, Jenny will duct tape the chair. Well, that's the thing. When you sign up for this chair, then you just have to take what comes with it. After my election, we have to take the war. That's true. And you think that's for me? That's when I say the things I say. It was so cute. If the people think they're, if people think they're Hey, we're not gonna make everybody happy. I'm not voting for either one of you. Of course, you gotta leave the district. Theoretically. You been keeping up with the Deuce City Council? That's not a problem. So long as you get done. Well, that's what I heard. I just go there and say hi and tell them what we're doing. I didn't fake a phone call and leave.
The correct ones, maybe. Right here. I was just like, son of a gun, I can't believe it.
I don't even know.
Hey, see you, man. Be good.
Nice heads
All right.
You missed your pickup date.
I know.
Everybody's on there.
I had for
They had money on the table for 6 weeks. For the money.
Table for 6 weeks, Medco's not getting paid.
So I told him that he was number one.
Him?
No, I
We
don't
talk
know.
about all the time.
He did the deal down there. I go do it.
I wanted to know if I could get a copy of the budget worksheets that are due tomorrow for the meeting. So that I have some idea of what I'm discussing it. Yeah, whatever the current.
Must have been all
Whatever
over.
you guys need tomorrow in the meeting.
So, PS, here you go.
I got the one from last week, but I heard that
He
some
was
things
falling.
have changed.
It's his first day at school. We walked through the door and, you know, he starts clenching the old shirt kind of tight, so it was sad.
Well, whatever you guys end up bringing for tomorrow, if you guys would mind just making an extra copy of the materials for me, then that would be
Because
great.
it might change today,
Yeah.
you know, but as of right now, I was gone Friday, so maybe some things changed Friday, and I just haven't been brought up to speed.
Okay.
Gonna tackle it after the meeting.
No problem, thanks.
John Reed, that's last year.
No, you know. No, that's fine, you know, it's not our department, so it doesn't matter. Hey, I'm for it. I'm all for that grand jury business. My wife signed the petition the other day, Salisha.
Oh, she did? I saw your Facebook post, my husband put it on his wall,
Which one?
where you encourage people to sign.
I do encourage you. I'll tell you what, I'm just worried they won't get enough signatures.
I have no idea.
So I'm encouraging people to get out there and sign it.
I'm sure if you go down to headquarters or whatever they have their office.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going down there sitting out, hanging out with them. Because right now, they're saying, you know, they believe they'll point the finger. Well, when it's all, when the smoke clears and the dust settles, they'll say, well, I'm not. He was right. And I look forward to that day. Seeing if they don't get enough signatures, what I'm worried about, then there's a cloud that says, well, we just couldn't get them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just,
Well, I mean, it's common sense.
yeah, I don't know
It's
what
common
will
sense.
happen with it.
If it's for price for previous year.
I guess I can be a little more outspoken about it while we're meeting, since I've already been investigated till they're blue in the face. So I'm not worried about me. I'm not even worried about him, for crying out loud. Which is unusual for me.
What'd you say?
I said, you're my best friend, I love you, brother.
Yes.
That's what I said. You know what I said, Salisha?
Something like that.
No, it's
Yes, sir.
just like what we just talked about. Everybody, okay, they want you to be in charge when it's bad. But when you don't give them what they want, then they want to say, well, you know, you're not being transparent. Which is it? I mean, that's a rhetorical question, but I mean, which is it? It's kind of like if I say, Salisha, I want you to report all the good news, but never the bad news. Well, that's not fair. That's not fair to even ask. It was fair to say, please don't slant it, tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and all that, that's fair. But it wouldn't be fair, and it wouldn't be fair of you to only report the negative, bad stuff.
command the term.
I mean, you agree? Same deal here. If we're in charge, then we have to be in charge. If we're not in charge, then let someone else do it. And I say this all the time. If the people think I'm doing a good job for them, they'll rehire me. If they don't think I'm doing a good job, I don't need to be here anyway. That is so, to me, that's so simple. And if you're only worried about getting reelected, you'll try to coddle every person, every elected official. You'll say, well.
So as far as the grand jury goes, or the grand jury petition goes, there's no objection. I mean, anybody can sign it.
I think any registered voter can.
Right, but I mean, as far as staff, there's no objection for county employees to sign it if they want to sign it.
When I encourage people, I encourage the people. There wouldn't be an objection for me. I'm going to sign it as soon as I find one, which I didn't leave my place all weekend, hardly. I mean, other than check the cows and stuff like that. My wife signed one, I think, yesterday.
Well, I've been hearing some reports of some elected officials telling their employees not to discuss it, not to sign it. So I was just curious what you were, I can't say, I'm sorry.
Elected officials.
Telling their employees not to sign it, not to talk about it.
Well, first of all, I mean, they can tell them not to sign it on county time, but what they do on their own time,
Our business.
I could care less.
It's my understanding that the petition will be sealed anyway, so nobody's going to know who signed it anyhow.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but, that's not good business.
Oh, well, I haven't verified that yet, that's just what I heard, that it's going to be
That's
sealed.
just what you heard, that's a different deal.
That it's going to be, well, the grand jury operates in secret, I understand, so anything that they do until they hand down indictments is sealed.
I'm sorry?
Anything they do until the indictments are handed down are sealed,
Anything, who does?
the grand jury.
Oh, yeah, I would think.
So, I don't know, I need to verify that, I'm kind of getting conflicting reports.
I just hope they get enough signatures.
Well, I also, there's a Attorney General's opinion that says that the signatures don't have to be verified. Yeah.
Don't have to be verified. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, what I've been hearing and reading is that they had to be registered voters within the county.
They do have to be registered voters, but the AG's opinion says they don't have to be verified.
Why would you not verify? I mean, someone could sign up
Because
3 times.
the obligation is on the person who signs the petition. If they lie, then that's their.
But if you don't verify it, how would you know if they lie?
I have no idea, I'm just telling you.
I mean, if that's what the AG said, then I find that hard to believe.
I'm still checking into it. I'm giving Julie a copy of it.
I mean, it's not like an election, where you can just go in and vote. It's not like running for county office where you're supposed to live in the county, but so what? You're supposed to live in the district in which you run for county commissioner. Let's do away with that. See, here's my deal. Everything we do is public record. I mean, everything. All this stuff. What is there to? I mean, I don't get it. What is there to look at that you can't already go look at?
I guess that's a question for them.
If they want to bring up something,
I didn't want to forget, now we're talking about this one first. I was like, can I leave him a note?
Yeah, this is,
Okay, thank you.
I never see you come down there, I thought, how did she get down there?
I had to go down there a couple of times. I heard there was a violation of building policies or something.
what is?
The sheriff's office seal or something
Yep,
on the
it's
doors
coming down.
is a violation of the policies.
It is. It's coming down.
So I went down to take a picture of it so I could see.
Before it gets scraped off the door. Good. line in the sand. Just nitpick all you want to now. I mean, it's on. Now, here's the deal. Don't forget, that is in the county handbook.
Yes,
I even cited reference
yes, I know.
to the county handbook. Now, how in the world could this be misconstrued as, oh, they're just picking on you?
Oh, I don't believe that. I'm just curious if any other offices have violated the policies and if they've been
If they haven't, I've seen it, it's come down.
Because if I understand correctly, even things that are taped on the wall would be a violation. So,
That's my, and
you
you
know,
know what?
pieces of
That
paper-
happened, that actually happened right in here.
that are taped up, you know, saying whatever.
That happened right in here. You notice they're not there now. Not happy with that little deal. It's not a, let's go get them. It's try to keep the walls clean, try to keep the, I mean, it's just good housekeeping.
I understand completely.
See, Miss Alicia, I learned a very valuable lesson
What's that?
with the courthouse, the old courthouse. Very valuable lesson. You know what that lesson was?
What?
When you give people a deadline and say, this is when you're moving, this is it, and then they come in, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get everything, can I go back?
I wish you'd sign those things. Quit talking.
I'm signing right now. And you try to accommodate people, it does no good whatsoever, none. You set a deadline, and then, that's it. And after that deadline, you bolt the doors down like it's Fort Knox. I don't know what this is, but it's in So rather than be accommodating, just take care of it. That's what I get. Trying to be nice.
Okay, you ready? I'm ready, yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
No more, you don't just take care of the job. No more being nice, no more getting along. As Dr. Phil, Oprah's husband, likes to say, the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. And he says, don't go along just to get along. Well, amen, Dr. Phil. Apparently getting along is overrated anyway. It's like,
So what do you think the format for tomorrow's meeting will be?
I'm sorry?
What's gonna be the format for tomorrow's meeting?
discuss the budget.
Just like you did last year, each department, you go one by one and ask them?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it, let them,
I think there's only 3 departments that ask for less money.
that ask for what?
Less money than last year.
Yeah, but one department that asked for less money asked for more on the reval side. So let's apples and oranges here, let's look at all of it.
Well, that's true, but I thought the reval was separate because their budget's based on the money they take in for that.
It comes from school districts.
But what
Yeah.
difference does it make when you make it look like you're doing less, but really more? I mean,
Well, that's a
compare,
good question. I'll have to
compare
ask.
everything. If we're gonna compare it, let's compare it all. And, you know, less money, technically, if you stay within the budget you had the last year, in essence, you're kind of asking for less money even if you stay the same, because everything has went up so much, just like your home money.
Right. No, I understand that.
I mean, it's, you know, in roads, I'm telling you, When I came into office, you could asphalt a mile of road for $55,000 a mile. It's about $98,000 now. It's the same penny.
Used to sign POs a lot faster too.
Oh, hey, Danny, whenever the guy was in here talking about the road surfacing, and he said one of your roads wasn't, I don't know what his wording was, but he said it wasn't for.
It was a chip and seal road that we're having trouble with the oil keeping coming out. So we're gonna have to put another layer of chip and seal, or we're gonna go back in and put a third layer, which is, highways triple seal, triple chip almost every road they do. We double chip. And occasionally, that's the only one I've got that's done this, but it's,
Sometimes you get bad oil.
it's not the oil, I don't think. I think it was, we had a cold snap right after we did it,
Well, that'll do it too.
which we're thinking a lot of the second layer of chips that came off the road. And if that happened, then that's why they went and looked at it. We're still gonna do it, but we're gonna have to put a layer of chips on it before we do. They were good enough to say, look, it's not gonna do any good to do it right now, so.
You want me to send District 3 boys up there and show you how to do it the right way? Or?
I'd be tickled pink.
I mean,
Send them on up.
If that's what you need, we'll be glad to help.
Send them on up.
Look at him, you go to bad
We'll
mouth
take
his
all the help,
roads.
we'll take all the help that you give us.
You go to bad mouth his roads and he gets old.
Two things heat me up. Bad mouth my men and you bad mouth my roads.
Well,
Oh,
I
bad
just
mouth
want to
again,
make
but
sure
I
I
do
understand
want
that the product that Vance Brothers was talking about, so that's just a top layer?
It's the same, it's a microsurfacing.
Yeah, it's a top layer.
I've never done any of theirs, but I've seen, they don't do the actual chip and seal. They go in now on top of chip and seal roads, they call it a cape seal. And on top of asphalt or whatever, it's a microsurfacing. It's all the same product, but it's just that they do. It's the same product, they just use it, they call it microsurfacing. But on top of chip and seal, a new chip and seal, they call it cape seal.
It's a good product. Seals up the road, makes it last longer. We're getting ready to do, I want to say 5 or 6 miles of it over in Catoosa, a deal we re-chipped, subdivision. And
Well, I know that you guys, at least some of you have used it before, because I know when Mike took me out to tour his district last year, I believe that was some of the stuff they were using, wasn't it, last year? Yeah. Yeah.
I've used it on, I don't know how many times, it's been 7 years, but I've used it on service. Is that all one?
What number is that?
Is that all POs?
Where you started? Jenny?
Right here.
I didn't start it.
He didn't seem very happy though about that.
It's 316.
Well,
Thank you.
I didn't know what that was about, but if I would have known, even though it's highly improper for a vendor to come in and complain
I can't see anything.
about whether they're getting a fair deal or what, it's highly improper. I mean, like I said, I didn't realize, see, I thought he was here to talk about that bid, the product, because I know they do work like that. He's supposed to be out in Catoosa as soon as we get our purchase orders made for that. So it kind of took me by surprise. I didn't know what he was talking about for a minute.
Can I quote you on that?
What?
Highly improper, what you just said?
I think it is,
Okay.
because when you, I mean, I understand exactly what happened now, it's all, but, I mean, I had a guy, we spec'd a tractor, and we wanted a tractor that, had certain features, certain horsepower, and we opened the bids, we awarded the bid, we bought a New Holland tractor, and one of the John Deere salesmen was mad, said we spec'd it around that tractor. We didn't. I mean, we did not spec it around a New Holland tractor. We spec'd it where everyone could bid.
The blue and white didn't even matter.
Yeah, yeah, it must be blue and white, we didn't spec it that way. But he was mad because he had to step up to another series tractor that was more expensive to meet the specs. He said, well, yeah, that's why we spec'd it at 105 horse or 100 horse or greater, whatever it was. I mean, it's just, so he was mad because he didn't get the bid. You know, kinda like if the road tax passes and people don't like it, don't be a sore loser. Drive on those good roads.
The main thing is allow everybody to bid.
Yeah.
Well, that's what confused me, because when he talked about the other bid, he said that there were only 2 bids that were received, one from Donaldson and one from him. So I was just confused about why another bid would be opened. I mean, I guess since you guys weren't able to open the bids, you'll never know if you got more than 2 people to bid on it this time.
That's why we didn't touch it.
Yeah.
See, I don't know why you didn't. I mean, that was your bid, right? I mean, he comes in and says that the stone is out of Missouri and that's the only difference, and
It makes it easy so that the next time we do a bid, we'll just include both of them. And they'll be able to bid them out. And then come in with your price.
Well, that's what kind of confused me, because I thought that's what you guys did with the bid you already have.
Well, it's a place where what he didn't get to is the pitcher pitcher rock is what?
I'm sorry, the pitcher rock is what?
The pitcher rock is what? You know what pitcher?
the rock up in Pitcher, Oklahoma.
Oh, I don't know what it is. I don't-
No, you know what the problem with it is.
Oh, yes, I
The
do.
lead.
Okay, okay.
So they say by sealing that with their product, that seals that in.
Okay, so if I, just so I understand, what you're telling me is that Vance Brothers gets their rock from Pitcher, which is contaminated rock.
But he said it meant ODOT specs.
Okay,
That's all that matters.
and so that's why the preference for the
He said-
Missouri rock, because of the
He
Vance.
said it didn't exceed ODOT specs. He said it met ODOT specs, his product.
But he said that the Missouri rock didn't meet
That's
ODOT.
what he said.
So does it meet it or does it not meet it?
I'm going on his words. He's a salesman, he knows.
See, I'd open them. If it'd been my bid, I'd open them up, because if you get a better bid, I don't know, I felt like that was,
Well, it sounded like it was a duplicate bid.
No, it's not duplicate at all.
no,
There's a total difference in each one.
Okay,
What it was is that we did a bid, which Donaldson and him bid on micro. This was MAQS. Those are 2 different pieces. So we left his bid in place for his micro.
but now you don't have anyone to use MAQS for.
Next bid session, when we come out, we can have max and micro bid at the same time.
I see.
No sense in it.
So right now, you don't have anyone to buy MAQS from?
Right now, you don't.
MAQS is called, is modified aggregate quick set.
Right, but I mean, if you don't have a bid in place, then you don't have anyone to buy it from right now. Okay.
And we don't use it.
And you don't use it, okay.
see, I'd open the bid myself, but I mean, it's your bid, so I just think that's highly,
I'm just not really sure how to even cover it, because it just seems very unusual to me, the whole
That's what all the
situation.
statements. They make the statements. He's the salesman.
yeah, when I read that, I read that off the agenda and I look up and he's standing there.
Yeah, that was very, that's very.
Well, yeah, I thought,
Did you
I thought-
invite him to speak?
no, I mean, I thought, wait a minute, I thought we were opening bids. It just took me by surprise that he wanted to address, and then I thought, well, maybe maybe he's gonna say, we wanna withdraw our bid, please don't open it, or, I mean, I had no idea what he's gonna say.
And you've got only probably another month that you can use it.
Before he gets to cover.
Because once it gets under 65 at night,
Yeah, the ground tip goes
We
down.
don't set up there once.
Gotcha. So when's the next
More?
bid cycle after the first year?
6 months.
Yeah, first of the year, January.
First year.
So we can bid it then decide, because it won't be until, you won't start using it till May, June.
When are they coming in to do yours?
So they're right there on the
As
fringe
soon as we
right
get the
now.
POs.
Yeah.
Because if it's not,
I've got 4
there's no
miles.
sense in
ready to do.
starting on the bids, they're right there on the fringe of it being too cold. The same problem that Danny stated about his chip seal being too cold and
Right.
related, this could be the same problem.
The second layer, now the first layer was fine. It stayed down. The second layer, for some reason, that's about all we can figure, is that it cooled off at night and the rock didn't stick. And then when it warmed up, the rock wasn't there.
You know,
You gotta have it sort of
one year it was too cold,
to it.
and I
What he
knew it
was
was
talking
too
about
cold,
was his,
but I went ahead and put
when he
double
said
check
the
on the
road didn't
road.
look right,
And the reason I did it
That
is
it wouldn't
because I was afraid I was gonna lose this road over the winter.
redo it.
I mean, I knew I was gonna have to go back to
Get
spring.
too cold.
I just wanted to go back and chip it.
It didn't make sense to get into this.
And
Well, and he said that Donaldson used the same oil product that
Not
they
your
do.
first layer.
So it's not necessarily in the oil
Pretty
then, it's
second
in the
chips.
rock?
pretty young, so the second layer.
That's what he said.
Big ass fans.
What? Oh, that's the name of the company. I have seen them, they're huge. And they go in like
I left header for ceiling.
roping arenas and things like that, and I mean, they move some air too, but the name is a little,
Big ass fans.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Kurt, should I pack a lunch tomorrow? You think we'll be here for a while?
You got it.
The budget meeting?
Well, I don't know, I mean, it just depends on,
Oh, these are great things. You'll love them.
Yeah, those
If
are
you
awesome.
see these babies are awesome.
I don't know if it's gonna take all day or anything, I thought we would let the budget maker present the budget, let everybody know this is, here's the numbers, here's what you need to cut.
Here we go.
Are you gonna just offer cuts across the board? If you need to come up with $2 million in cuts, are you just gonna say, okay, each department cuts
No,
whatever?
because
Some
departments may very well need,
And in their estimate of needs, some departments ask for raises, like a $200 raise, and those things have to be taken out. There's a lot of numbers, well, now that we know where the budget's at.
Well, and all that furniture, phones is coming out.
yeah, all that's
They
coming
didn't
out.
check any of that.
Well, that was kind of one of my questions, is that's why I thought maybe the 3 departments that were less, they took out their furniture and their phones. Maybe the 3 departments that lowered their budget did it because they cut out the
Well,
furniture
see, I
and
don't
the
know,
phones.
we'll just have to look at it.
Sorry.
There's a printout on FF&E.
We'll just have to look at it. I saw, well, I didn't see it, someone said they saw it on television.
Hi,
How
Kurt.
you doing, man?
Bye.
Keeping you busy.
I'm Arnold Brown, and this is Kurt.
Yeah.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
We're real concerned about where Highway 20 is going to come to, because we live out that way. Kurt knows where we
I
live.
know exactly what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
What are they saying now? I hadn't heard.
Well, we heard from somebody that might even go by our house, and we're really concerned.
Has a picture.
I haven't heard anything.
Really?
Not in a while. They talked about running it, at one time they were saying it's gonna go right through the county line. And I said, so?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, it's not, there's no way they're gonna run that through the, when they've got all that space over to the side.
You know, I'd heard that north of your county barn,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, north.
where that little housing addition started.
It'll come around that if it goes anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
No,
God,
that's
good
the,
money.
that's the.
How long have they been talking about building 20?
Yeah, they ain't gonna have it.
They're,
We may never see it in our lifetime.
ODOT is, they've got their hands
Guys down there, they don't
with
even know.
what they have already. Now,
Utility money
Well, my wife's a realtor too, and we've had somebody wants to sell a house and she wants to know for sure. See,
Well, see, but you can't, there's no way you could tell someone that the highway is coming or it isn't coming until ODOT puts it on paper and says, yes, it's coming. But as long as they don't say it's coming, then you don't know if it is or not. Yeah.
Okay.
I know a good place for you to live.
Okay.
There's a nice little spot out south of Inola.
Randall's not in.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
beautiful place out there.
and
Okay.
That's where your daughter lives.
my granddaughter lives
Her
out there.
granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she lives out there, about 5 miles south of town.
Yeah, she's right next to that
Yeah.
CWI.
That big
Big
building,
welding shop, yeah.
well, yeah, they're just right on the other side of it.
Yeah, I know right.
Actually, there's a new home right in between them.
Oh, they built
now.
one between there?
Yeah, it's not big, but
I knew where she lived because I was out checking roads one day, and I drive by and I see this horse trailer.
Oh, okay.
that's my.
Yeah, and I drove, and I stopped in the road, and I backed up, and I said, that's Mr. Brown's horse trailer.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't, just a few days later, you called me about something, and you had said your granddaughter.
Big hole in the road that surveyors made.
Yes, yes.
They're good at
And
that.
then you said something about your granddaughter and moved down south of Inola,
Yeah.
so I didn't, but I was gonna call you and say, hey, has your horse trailer been stolen? Cause I know where it's at.
Yeah. I have to holler a horse, and I think she sold her last horse. Now she's got a bunch of fainting goats she's
Yeah.
trying to get rid of.
I seen about
Do they really faint like
They
this?
do.
Yeah.
They do. I had a friend that had some, and
I've heard of them.
he would get such a kick, he'd run up to him and go, whoa, 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 whoa.
Let
They
them
would
run
just
out
fall
there
over.
about 10 feet and fall over.
Just fall over?
Well, they wouldn't be
Skipping
worth a
up
darn
like
around
this,
coyotes,
you know.
would they?
No.
They'd be eaten up before they knew it.
You know what? You know what? Why they is bred that way? They used them in sheep herds, and the wuss eat them instead of the sheep. Yeah, because they
Well, that
lay
makes
down.
sense.
Yeah, it
That makes sense.
And,
Sheep can get away with that goat.
They are so cute that kids like them. You know, you just put them in and they'll
Yeah,
fall
easy to
in.
catch.
Yeah, easy to catch.
They are easy to catch.
Well, you guys ever find out anything, to be sure let us know.
Sir,
Oh, no.
I heard they had a map at the city of Claremore.
Huh?
I heard they have a map at the city of Claremore. They're
They-
proposed.
They do?
I heard that they did. I have not seen it.
Where do you get that?
But that's the city of
That's the
Claremore's
city of-
proposal.
That's the
Well,
city of
where-
Claremore's proposal. so
City
I'm-
Hall, probably.
We're out on 500 Road, though, out in
I haven't seen it.
the country.
Yeah, but
Because
Claremore,
I live out in that direction too.
You
so-
do.
you live right around the corner from Mr. Brown. So you live on South Haven.
Out
Yes.
in 9506 East 500 Road.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives just south of you.
So you hadn't heard anything.
How far from South Haven west do you live?
Just about a
I was
quarter,
gonna say about a quarter mile.
Oh, yeah, which side?
south side.
South side.
I'm the one that's got that,
You have road horses?
yeah, we used to have. I got a barn out the back.
Well, nice to meet you. I'm Robin Anderson.
Who?
Robin Anderson.
Where do you live?
Country Club in South Haven.
Yeah,
And going north, we live in that two-story house. We built it there about 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
That's
Oh,
where I live.
well,
I've walked down your area before. We used to have horses and we sold them. But I've walked down your area before and seen it. As a matter of fact,
you
your
live way
horse-
back in the back, south of us, back in there. Oh, you live.
on South
I
Haven.
know. You live on the north side. Yeah. You got that great big house, and you got the two big ponds there, and whatever.
There were two of them with.
Yeah, one of them's your pond, that big
I
coat
wouldn't
pond.
say
Is
that.
that one you're
No,
talking about?
I live on the west side
I
of
was just going along
South
with you.
Haven.
The west
I
side.
didn't
I
know.
live on the west side of South Haven.
Yeah, well, that's where we live, but I'm trying to figure out where your house is.
No,
Two-story.
I'm saying west, but it's east. I live on the east side of South Haven.
Oh.
Live on the east side.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pointing this way and saying
I
west,
know
down east.
where you live. Yeah.
Yeah, we built the house.
Down
about
by
10 years
Raymond
ago.
Hines, down in that way, Raymond Hines.
No, they live on Country Club.
So,
Yeah.
They live around the corner from
Let
me.
me show you. This is Country Club.
Yeah.
This is South Haven.
Yeah.
We live right here.
so Felicia, do you
This
think
is
that's-
empty.
It's two-story, right?
Yeah, this is an empty lot
No, no,
right
no,
here.
not that deal, different deal.
And Randall,
For me,
someone lives
for
right
Moby,
here. I don't know his last name.
Randall.
And the Hineses all live down here.
I think that
Oh, okay.
if you believe in
And then there's
transparency,
another
I can
house
see how
right
anyone
here.
could misconstrue it as contempt.
And then there's a house back here, a metal house.
You know what they can say?
Yeah, I know where you live.
Yeah, I
know where
live
you
here,
live.
I live here.
That's before you get to the stop sign.
Think about
Yes.
that for a
I
minute.
live here, my son lives here, my
I'm
daughter.
encouraging
Yeah,
people
yeah, I
to
know
sign
where it's
the
at,
grand jury
yeah.
petition.
You haven't been out there very long.
About 10 years.
I
Didn't it?
personally-
Has it been that
You know,
long?
I
Yeah.
think,
Well, pleased to
I
meet
think
you
it's
again.
great to see.
Actually, I was walking, I
You
like
guys,
to walk
you know,
and ride my
embracing
bike,
it.
and I was walking down that way
Oh.
about 3 years ago, and I saw your horses were out.
I'm not really like.
I remember somebody reported that, yeah.
I went and told you because
You
I
know, I appreciate
I'm
that.
never allowed to speak. to
Said,
citizens. I'm only
Tabitha,
allowed
my
to speak
granddaughter's,
to
that was her horses, and they moved to, I know,
I mean, I won't be
10
signing
acres
it.
down there.
citizens. You're kidding.
I
And,
can't.
they gave them a
I'm
lot
a
of
journalist. It's not-
financial
I
trouble.
mean, it'd be a
because their
violation of
house
my code of
payments
ethics to sign it.
$1,100 a month,
I'd like to see this
and
photo of
they've
this.
had to sell
I can
nearly
have
all
babies
of
in
their
one over here.
horses, so.
That
I
was
feed for them, I do this and I do
That was
that,
funny.
help them
But
out.
I, you know, but I feel like
Young
it's
kids,
probably.
you know how they do, they
It's a way
overbuy.
to bring.
We even bought the
complete
10 acres for them,
openness
and
to the county.
they're still
Okay, but
over.
here's one thing.
Hopefully it'll
I
get
mean, you
straightened
said
out
it.
one of
It's not
these
like it's
days.
limited to.
Well, you
you
have
Now,
can
I've got
make it
It's
in.
not.
I mean,
7
everyone
acres
could be a
myself,
subject of
and
it.
I got a whole bunch of
So,
grass and
what's more
stuff.
open than that?
Grows up here, and we have to have it mowed, don't have no
Here's the
horses
thing.
on it
They
at all.
keep saying, county goes.
You have a beautiful
But the
place.
real,
Huh?
You have a beautiful
Well,
place.
thank you.
the
And my wife
real
and me, we've been down,
focus of this is the district
been
attorney.
down cleaning around the
I
pond.
mean, that's what most people are saying.
And
You
my
know,
wife,
that are-
Yeah.
she's a worker, but she's a realtor.
I understand there's
She's a
some
worker.
Realtors work hard.
I understand that.
She has one of them Gilmore clippers like this, and she cuts all the
The
sprouts.
district attorney's
Has them all
office
called out.
is,
And I go fishing for a while, come back, help her carry and put them
so
on
they keep
fresh
talking
fire.
about
Her guys
transparency in
want to
county
be weed
government.
eaters on
One
the
is
wheel.
not, I was like to know one is not transparent. Everything
And
that
I
we
can't
do
stand it.
No, I
It's like
understand.
she-
I
understand what you're
I'm
saying.
70
I
is
think
just the
now, so
perception.
I think it's probably that, yeah. probably,
she's
but-
69, and she
I
can
mean-
hold up.
The district attorney's office.
All right, God bless. See you.
Nice to meet
See
you,
you, Mr.
sir.
Brown. Good seeing you.
You guys do a
Thank
good
you, Mr.
job.
Brown, thank you.
If you need any votes, you just holler.
I am just sitting back and watching.
All right.
We'll see
Just
what
me, you
happens.
can't vote for these two, they're not in your district.
Well, I can help all of you, you know. You know what I mean?
Don't say too much, you might be in the paper.
You do a good job, all of you do. I'm proud of you.
Don't worry, that won't be in the paper.
God bless you.
Come on, that was funny. I'm just thinking that there's probably some law where the DAs are probably immune from prosecution on certain issues. I'm
I
just,
don't know, I haven't even
well,
looked
come on.
into her part
the
of it.
the legislature is made up of attorneys.
Now listen, let's not get on that stage. I was tired of hearing about it Thursday, I'm still tired of hearing about it.
Well, this is a different deal. Okay? I would bet, I'm not an attorney, but I would bet there are certain things that DAs are immune from prosecution.
So you're not an attorney, but you're a gambler.
Apparently, I'm a gambler.
You're betting.
All I can tell you is the feedback that I've seen from people, things that people say, have said to me, and they're happy to see your stance on it because they're happy to see that you're open, you're being open.
Well, didn't you say the same thing?
Well, I haven't had anyone say anything to me about Commissioner Howell, one way or the other. I think
I
most
mean,
of
didn't you say you were for it?
What I said was that I vigorously, would be happy to see what happens. And then I said, when the grand juries are convened, it's interesting how they go. They lay open according to the law, they lay open the entitlement of slander, malice, malfeasance. And when the prosecutor starts, he starts with, okay, what do you got? And when they say something about the SBI or anybody like that, he goes, okay, that's old stuff. What do you got new?
You got anything new?
And that's where they start.
That's when it'll start.
one way or the other, I know I'll have some stories to write, so I'll be busy.
Hey, I've done my part ever since you started to give you something to write about, though. You can't even go there. I've done my
Yeah,
part to
I
help you
have-
sell papers. I'm all about free enterprise.
I have more than enough work.
Bailey should be very happy with me, helping sell your paper for you. And I'll tell you, I don't know about these two. If you went and rode around and spent a day in my life, I'm about probably the third from the bottom of being the most boring person in Rogers County. And yet, I can get on the front page of the paper.
We should do that. I've taken a ride with Danny and I've taken a ride with Kurt before. I mean, Mike before, but I'm taking a ride with you.
She just called me Kurt.
I'm sorry. I was directing that at Kurt.
So who just got insulted here? Was it you or me?
With me,
Or was it both?
with me.
Well, it's never you. It's never you.
Darn that. Two of those.
You know, the good book says you'll know them by the fruits, and we know you. Wasn't Danny?
I'm a peach.
Wasn't Danny? Danny didn't do that.
I'm a peach. I'm just glad you're gonna start quoting the good book here.
I quote it all the time. You just don't know it. I don't say Romans 12:13. I don't say that.
Teresa,
I
are
say
there any
it.
more?
Change it around.
Is that it?
I quote it all the time, you know. Hey, don't
More
mess up in front of
stuff.
me. Yeah, what's this? Well, there's something there.
Dang, we can't go to Sept house and get that.
Oh, I need to read that one, don't I? What's that?
All the houses before this.
Solution that, you know, in this grand jury thing too, it only pertains to what you do in office. For example, if I beat my dog, that's not part of it.
Right, no, I understand that.
And
Sign that one, beat your dog.
I'm signing. So I'm very interested to see the mudslinging that goes on. But it's funny. If you want to try to beat someone in an office, the best way to do that is politically mudsling. But when you try this in the court of public opinion, that's how you beat someone in elections, maybe. But when you take it to a grand jury where they deal with facts, I mean, whew. And I'm just a dumb old country boy, but I'm smart enough to know that was dumb. Because now, if the timing is just right, and, you know, it doesn't happen, or they don't get enough signatures or whatever, well, then there's a big cloud. But if it happens and everything comes out and they say, well, looks like those commissioner boys were, you know, whatever. I mean, does that, it's, maybe there's something they know that I don't know. There's probably a lot of things they know.
Well, no matter what happens, we'll be writing whatever happens.
Well, yeah, you win either way. It's like being an attorney. You get paid whether you're the prosecutor or the legal defense. You get paid.
So Celicia, how's your daughter? I've been praying for her.
Thank you. She's doing better. She had her checkup last week and her eardrum is healing. It's a little thicker than they want it to be, but expected to thin a little bit over time. So it is definitely
Good.
headed in the right direction. I appreciate that.
That's good news.
Are you gonna talk this much to Solution?
No. Oh, I'll probably talk to Solution.
Oh.
Am I gonna talk this much? I don't think anybody can.
I'm just glad we're all back on speaking terms. That's an improvement.
You know why?
Because you have an olive branch.
I did.
And
And I offered you, I believe, the utmost in
Has he
professionalism.
not been talking to you?
Not very often.
Really, that's sad.
Didn't I say that? the utmost in professionalism. Even though Mr. Bailey Dabney Bailey, made a little comment back there about, would need more than olive branch that size or something, I don't remember just what it was. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be talking
I
to
can
you.
only control
It
I
just
can
makes
only
my
control
job easier.
my side of this.
Send that back to us.
Utmost
You
in
gotta sign
professionalism.
that outside
Because you
there.
see, there's
I'm
nobody
not
else
signing
here.
that. Oh, yeah. that's
Kurt,
fine.
there's nobody else here but me.
What?
I'm the only one that cares enough to stay.
See, okay, in former times, I would have said, yeah, you're just sitting around trying to get, but no, I wouldn't say that today. I would say, Salisha, that is true. And your dedication,
That's because that
And-
olive branch you were throwing around.
I threw it out there.
You're such a peach.
No, it's just doing,
He's actually an
taking the high road.
He's actually an apple, he's not a peach.
Yeah, I'm more of a pear.
It's not making me laugh.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with offering an olive branch of friendship and kindness. Nothing wrong with that.
If he breaks out in kumbaya,
I mean, we're not gonna be doing a group hug or nothing, but come on. Hey, I offered another elected official a olive branch here about a month ago. Never heard back from him. That's fine. Now I know why I never heard back.
I assume you're talking about the person at the end of the hallway
The person that what?
that has an office at the end of the hallway?
Yep. And that's fine. It's America. It's America. You do what you want. You don't have to get along.
So you're not opposed to getting along to being along?
I'm not, well, as Oprah's husband, Dr. Phil says, don't go along just to get along.
Okay.
And I should have taken his advice and said, you know what?
I'm ready for some chili. You guys going to the chili festival?
Okay.
No, someone might want me to sign a petition or something.
There it is, sign right here.
Are you gonna sign it?
No.
Really?
No.
Are you?
What?
Sign the petition.
I will, I've never seen it. I don't think.
No, but I mean, do you intend to sign it?
As far, if I
But you
run
don't.
into it, I will.
Tend not to.
If I happen to be at something that's there, yeah.
No, I'm gonna go sign. I'm gonna go down to the minute mark and I know they'll sign it. That's where my wife signed it.
Let's see, this goes with,
What if we
I would
could-
love to get a picture of you signing it. That's good news right there, Kurt.
Yeah.
If you're there when I'm there,
I think that olive branch needs to be there.
well, just sometimes you take that olive branch and whoop someone over the head with it too. I mean, there comes a point, you can only go so far.
two places to sign.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, you have to do this. This is last year. DA's office has to sign off on this.
Sure they got it.
And I didn't see the date,
You don't-
otherwise I wouldn't have signed it the first
You
time.
don't
You've
need it.
piqued my interest. What is it?
Well, it's just it's
Oh,
nothing really. It's the sheriff's office had a purchase order from back in March.
no, it goes all the way back to January. They just made a PO.
Oh,
It's got more to it.
oh, I didn't know
Can
that.
I get a copy of that?
Yeah. No, I refuse to give public records to the media.
All we have to do is inform you that one of us may be recording you, and that's all.
Oh, that's fine.
No,
I'm recording all of you right now and myself, so.
I forgot about that. Anyway, it says here that the company didn't send all the items until now. It's why they, you know, it's why they haven't paid. I guess it was made in January. They were invoiced. Actually, it looks like they ordered it in October of 2012.
Sign that.
The invoice was in January, but they didn't receive the items. So I mean, it's not like it's a scandal, it's just
Oh, okay,
housekeeping issue.
okay.
Oh, please.
What?
Oh, my God.
What?
Oh, I wanna know if you're gonna write a nasty letter to the person who duct taped your desk.
They know.
Is there some joke there I'm not aware
Yeah,
of?
because, okay, you know when people ask me how I'm doing, if I was any better, I'd be twins, or, you know, if I was any better, there'd have to be two of me. Well, I came up with a new one. If I was any better, I'd be as happy as a 12-year-old girl at a Justin Bieber concert. Well, I started saying that one, and so this meeting is going to be better than a 12-year-old girl at a Justin Bieber concert. Hey, what is this, oh my gosh, what do you mean, is there a scandal?
No.
Is that what you were, oh my gosh, about? I mean, something I'm missing?
Yeah,
Okay, tell me.
yeah, that's fine.
No, tell me,
Oh,
if I don't know.
It's fine to throw me out there and say, I want you to know, as the commissioner for District 3, I find your office out of control.
That is not-
That's what, back in January? Oh, why don't y'all French kiss now, you
Okay.
and Sheriff? Get it over with, you're so sweet and kind.
That's not,
Yeah, so, oh yeah, it's probably not the same.
it's
Okay,
not the same.
Go on.
let's get this done.
Yeah, you do that,
I got
Vice
things
Chairman
to do.
Delozer.
Okay.
You do that.
You want me to
You
go ahead and do that?
can't do it as long as I'm sitting here.
Go me.
Okay, next item, payment of purchase orders from all departments. I'm gonna make a motion to pay all purchase orders with the exception of 306930, for further review by the DA's offices last fiscal year. Is there a second?
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm.
Aye.
Motion's been carried and approved.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Aye.
Aye.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm.
Aye.